How many of you have an alternate personality? A couple of us are willing to admit it. The others of us are just using Snapchat filters, right? But the reality is by 2030, all of you are going to have virtual lives in the metaverse. All of you will be buying products. You will be simulating your lives. And if you're not doing it, by the way, you better start, because all of your kids are going to be existing in it. So you're going to want to know where they are. The metaverse is coming. There are some critical driving trends that we're, as a company, aware of. We're 38 years old, but we're watching trends that are going to shape your business in the future. And as business people, when you're here to build a legacy, and your legacy, you need to be thinking about not today and tomorrow alone. You got to be thinking about 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, and your legacy years ahead. What are your children that are going to take over your business? What's the world they're going to be in? The metaverse is shaping it. There are 3 trends that we watch in the company that we believe provide significant potential for anyone affiliated with Nu Skin Enterprises. The first one is digital connectivity. How many of you are wearing a connected watch today? An Apple Watch, a Garmin watch, anything like that? Keep your hands high. How many of you have a connected car? You have a Ford system, you have anything? How many of you have a connected, how many of you have a phone in your pocket? I just wanted to get to something. Every one of you has a connected device on you today. There was a report put out by McKinsey which says that IoT connectivity, Internet of Things connectivity, is going to create $15 trillion of economic value by 2028. 15 trillion. To put that in context, that's about the size of China as a full entire economy, their total GDP. $15 trillion. Guess what? In beauty and wellness today, nobody's playing in IoT connectivity today. $1.2 trillion marketplace, IoT connectivity. So, digital connectivity is going to continue to shape our lives, and Nu Skin is going to be ahead of it. Number 2, social commerce. We got to be real clear on this. How many of you have a social media account? Hopefully everyone's hands go up. I'm really just trying to keep the blood flowing from your backside to your hand. So I'm going to be asking for hands and jumping up and down. Social media is now the #1 marketplace in the world. There's more commerce transacted through social media platforms already than e-commerce. By 2028, $3.4 trillion economy will happen through social media exchanges. E-commerce, how many of you got in the dot-com boom? We have any dot-commers? How many of you wish you would have started on business in the dot-com? I actually don't, because they all went bust. But since the late 90s to where it is today, how has e-commerce changed our lives? It's everything. Retail's dead if it's not e-commerce driven. Social commerce is disrupting e-commerce at a faster pace than e-commerce disrupted social commerce. E-commerce disrupted retail. E-commerce has taken over 20 years to disrupt retail. Social commerce in 5 years will do what e-commerce had done to it, okay? So that's how fast social commerce is happening. The more people spend time on social media, that they shop where they are. And the metaverse, by the way, is going to accelerate that. And then the third trend, and I hope my slides are keeping up here, is the gig economy. We talked about Uber before. The gig economy is a real thing now. It's now over a decade old. People are looking for significantly greater flexibility, and the gig economy is providing an enormous opportunity for people to get more flexibility in their lives. The challenge is, the top 3 worst things you do in your day are what? Any idea? Sitting in traffic, number 1. People that commute and sit in traffic, it's the number 1 job. Why would anyone ever want to go sit in traffic to get more flexibility? That's an oxymoron. It makes no sense. But how many drivers are signing up in Uber and this? I'll tell you, over 5 million drivers today are driving around in cars sitting in traffic because they're so hungry for flexibility. They're so hungry for economic opportunity, which, by the way, there's just the report came out that says lower minimum wage per hour driving an Uber. Not to pick on Uber, they've done great things. They provide a lot of great economic opportunity just in a terrible field of business. But they've provided enormous opportunity because people are hungry for solutions. And there aren't solutions out there in the traditional form. And so the gig economy is growing. It's expected, it's $455 billion estimated in 2023, which is almost double what it was in 2021. It's expected to continue to double every 2 to 3 years. So huge economic trends that are coming. Whether you participate in them or not really doesn't matter because they're going to happen. There will be trillions of dollars of business opportunity created. But I always like to say, if you go into a grass field and you lay face down, what do you see? A whole lot of blades of grass. And if you flip over, what do you see? Everything. As business people, we got to flip over. We got to know where the trends are, and we've got to watch the sky and what's coming. That's what our job is as a company. I want you to know as a partnership, that is our job. Our job is to see what's coming into the future, to get ahead of that.